I have always reflexively helped others. No matter how big or small the action, I'm driven to help others. Open doors, share an umbrella, let others go first to the store if they have fewer items, and have received a prestigious Magnet Award for compassion. But what happened on my way back home one evening changed my life. I was driving home, northbound on a 6-lane highway. A pickup truck dodged a semi, which was switching lanes. A huge wreck involving 5 other cars unfolded in front of me, and by reflex only, I was able to maneuver through the wreck and pulled over 100 feet past the pileup. Immediately, I ran to a car which was upside down, and I got someone to help by holding pressure on a big cut above the woman's left ear. Then, with help, got her and a large unconscious man, both upside down, out of the car and sat them against the median. I then went to the 4 other cars to check if anyone was hurt badly. Fortunately, no one else was in serious condition. It all took just a few minutes. In the meantime, the southbound traffic had stopped. I looked over and saw a group of 12 people out of their cars and standing in a circle about 15 feet away from a young man, bloody and contorted, lying still on the pavement. I asked a couple different people what had happened. A young man had gotten out of his car to cross the median and help when a car drove along the inside lane very fast to get around the stop traffic. The Good Samaritan was hit by the car, launching him high in the air. He lay where he dropped, and everyone said he was dead. Several had checked, but a feeling inside of me said, I didn't check him. Can they be certain he is dead? He was covered in blood, and his arms and legs were twisted, and his head was almost to his chest. And I felt for pulses at different spots and felt nothing. Then I checked the carotid artery once again, and I realized at that moment that I was feeling for a normal pulse. When I felt again with that in mind, I thought I felt a very weak and rapid heart rate of about 160. I knew I wasn't supposed to move his head, but I saw no other way to hopefully open his airway. So with my elbow, I pushed his chin upwards, and then he coughed out a big clot and started taking rapid, shallow breaths. By then, the ambulances were driving up. It had already been reported on TV and the radio that there was a fatality. So when I mentioned to the ambulance driver, he shook his head no and pointed at the other crash victims. I yelled and became very animated and indicated to the ambulance driver that this person was alive and needed help first. Knowing I'd done triage and all the others already, he started to ignore my request, and so I shouted, peppered with profanity, to get over here right now. He understood what I was trying to say and did, in fact, attend to the man thought to be dead. Once they took over, I left the scene and walked back to my car. Adrenaline began to wear off, and I felt as if I weighed 1,000 pounds. I could hardly move. The news touted him the Good Samaritan. He was admitted to a local ICU, and some forestated he wouldn't make it. His injuries were extensive, and chances of full recovery were minimal. But due to the impeccable doctors and care of the nurses, he did survive. In fact, he walked out of the hospital after many months with minimal side effects. It was a big deal when he was released from the hospital, covered by all the news stations, honoring the Good Samaritan. I smiled to myself, happy I was fortunate enough to be at the right place at the right time, to follow my instincts, and to know a young man has his whole life ahead of him.